Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. I mean, if you guys keep clicking, I'll keep making it today. We're back. We're talking Deshaun selling. Oh my
Oh
god.
my god,
So
this
how
sounds
mad are you?
sold.
Go ahead. Just go off.
I
Go off.
haven't, bro. Ever since ever, I've been praying on like Liana's downfall the entire season. Like, also, I got so pissed off when like Liana was like, "Look at his stupid face. Look at Xander's stupid face." I was like, "Bro, look at your
Oh,
stupid face. You
I
got a
hated
nose
that.
piercing. Shut up. Like, you got a
I
nose piercing.
hated
Shut
that.
up. Oh my god,
I hate
stupid
that.
face. You literally have a nose piercing. Okay, get off Xander's. Get off Xander, bro. You're just mad that Xander's are cutie. Okay, oh god. And so anyway. I was like praying on
Okay.
her downfall, and I really thought it was gonna happen. I really thought because Deshaun the entire episode was like, oh, I hate this alliance. I want to get off. You know, I'm tired of
hmm
being babied by what's it, Chantel? Like all good points, all good points. And then like he just is like, it's just like he's old baby and just can't go through with it. Like I was really
Agreed.
counting on you, Xander. You were my number
That
one boo,
was.
and then you.
I think what it was is that Danny didn't want to do it, and he didn't want to flip without Danny, because at least if he flips with Danny, he can come back to the the merge tribe, and at least he's like, okay, well, me and Danny flipped, but because Danny didn't want to flip, it really put him in a spot where if he wanted to flip it, he was going to do it all on his own, and that's kind of putting a target on his back. And so I do think that's probably why he didn't flip there. I think we should talk about
it would have been so good.
Let's just any more thoughts before we just go through the whole episode scene by scene?
I don't blame Nasir for not playing his idol there.
Yeah, I don't think that this was some sort of dumb move. Now that's how I thought Nasir would go out is by playing, or is by just getting absolutely played by like Shan or something, and like he just doesn't play his idol there. But he actually just went out here just simply because he got too confident that Ricard wouldn't try and flip on him, and I don't know why. I mean, from what we saw, I don't know about you. Did you ever see like some really close Shan, Ricard, and Nasir alliance? Because
No, it was always Shan. I think Nasir more thought of it than I think Nasir just thought that. I think somebody just thought that alliance between him, them was more tight than it actually was. I mean, it obviously was Chantel and Ricard for some odd reason. I just think he just thought his relationship with them was stronger than it actually was. And to be fair, this never would have happened if like Chantel doesn't have the extra vote, but.
This is it right here. You never tell somebody, "Oh, I'm so sad."
I know
that
he's like,
you're
"I'm so sorry you're getting booted," and it's even worse when it's like, you think he would ever play idol for him? He's like, "No, not really." It's like it is so like unemotional. Like I never thought like Nasir was like a top 10 player or anything, but like I didn't think he'd be that. I was like, "Bro,
no,
what
this
is
kind of what I expected from Nasir. I mean, I said all along that Nasir for me is someone who I think it may just be like a cultural thing. He's just not socially aware in these situations that people like Shan and Liana, although we may not like them as much, they're a little more socially aware to not say, "Oh my God, Mama, I'm so sad that like you have to go." Like they would never say that.
You think that's culture that like he just doesn't understand why that might be bad?
I feel like I feel like he was almost too nice is what it was. Is that
it's like when your girlfriend breaks up with you because you're too nice. Ah, I see.
Sure. I feel like exactly. It's like people like a Ty or like a Nasir. You see them like trying to just be like genuinely nice people sometimes, and it really screws them over because people aren't nice, and that's not how they.
I know he like, even though it looked like really dumb on his part, like I do think he was like trying to be nice to her. Like to try to like cushion the blow, if you will, of getting voted out. And mind you, even if he doesn't say that, he probably still gets voted out. It's like I don't think that made him get voted out, but like it obviously wasn't like the right move to say that,
So Shan actually hold on. So Shan uses the extra vote to vote for Heather the first time, right?
Yeah, no, she used the extra vote. No, she used the extra vote to vote for Nasir. For Nasir.
Wait, but
I saw it in the end of the episode. I saw the end. No, hold on. Ricard voted for.
Listen, bro. Listen. So
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to explain.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so Ricard voted for Nasir. I mean, sorry. Ricard voted for Heather. Then Erica and Heather obviously voted for Nasir, and then Chantel used her regular vote to vote for Heather, and then her extra vote to vote for Nasir to tie it up.
What?
Yeah.
Why? That's so.
That's what I'm saying. But I think they just wanted to make sure that like he doesn't play his idol, because if he does play his idol, Heather goes home, and if he doesn't play his idol, they tie it up so they can revote and vote Nasir out with no repercussions. Really, he can't play his idol. So,
Huh? So wait, hold on. Okay. So she
40
brought
chess move.
her. So she did this because if she had just voted for Heather here, and Nasir placed the idol for what himself,
Heather goes home.
wouldn't then? But she already voted for Heather anyway. So like, isn't that what she wanted to happen anyway for Heather to go home?
I can't see in the mind of Chantel. Like, I don't really know like what it is. I just think like she wanted to make sure that if Nasir plays his idol, Heather would go home. But I think they were like just trying to get Nasir out right there. But they wanted to make sure nothing crazy happened, so they tied it up.
I guess so. I don't think that was like. There's no way that she placed her extra vote there if she's going for Heather.
Oh yeah,
We
no
all know
way,
that
no way she doesn't. Yeah.
I think the only reason that she put a vote on Heather was just like maybe to,
Just in case
I don't know.
Yeah.
But like just in case what? Like what's gonna happen?
I don't know, because like if look, like I can't like really see into the mind of Chantel. Like either way, Heather and Nasir was going home. I just think she wanted the player extra vote to be good Survivor player. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's similar to like the Heather thing last episode where it's like why? Like what did you get out of that except like
yeah, she didn't really get anything out of that.
Yeah.
And like she could have just made Ricard vote for Nasir, but
I'm very happy to see that the editors are not purpling Heather anymore. Is that her name? Yeah, sorry.
Well, she was an integral part of this episode, to be fair. So,
well, I mean, I keep forgetting Heather's name because we literally did not know her until last episode. That's when we really got to know her a little bit more, and then that's really when this episode. Now we're really starting to get to know Heather more and more. I think this episode I got really scared for Heather because she got a real increase in content.
I was
and so I was like, what? But then she stayed, and so it seems like she's there. They're giving her at least like a
Heather?
3-episode stretch here.
The winner of the season,
screen time.
Bro.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
It does make me happy though. I know this is like going like all the way into the episode, but like, and next time on Survivor, guess what?
Yeah.
Because Danny said,
Ricard.
let's vote off Ricard. I was like, yes. Yeah. Danny, favorite player of the game. My favorite player, Danny, favorite player.
You're like, Ricard hate is so cringe, my guy. It's so
no,
cringe.
It's not cringe, my guy.
It's so cringe. Okay.
Honestly, like, Ricard had like, I was kind of thinking like, is there going to be a Ricard vote out? Because like at the very beginning of the episode, he got like personal content, whatever. And I'm like, why? I was like, he's been deaf the entire time. Why didn't we talk about it in like the first or like second episode? So I was like,
yeah.
I was like,
I don't know. All right, so let's go through this whole episode. So at the start of the episode, what's like the first scene that we get?
The first scene is when we get back and Sean's all like, "Oh, I don't want to boot you no more. Like I don't like this alliance anymore." And then like they all go talk off and they're like, "Okay, cool, team, yay, boom."
It seems like so we first see Deshaun, right? So we see Deshaun's side of the story. We see Deshaun just getting mad. We see Deshaun being like, I'm not being treated like this. John talks to he talks to Evie. I remember
he
that.
talks to Evie. He talks to
Who else did he talk to?
He had a quick conversation with Chantel, kind of like acting frustrated. Yeah, he did. He was like saying why he's frustrated, and then like Chantel was like venting basically to the entire group about the whole thing or whatever, and then it just kind of cut to the next day where they made up. And then,
I wish they had. No, they didn't.
I know they didn't. Well, when I said made up, I was using quotation marks. She just talks over him again, and then we get confessional. It was like, I don't want to be in this alliance anymore. And then fast forward 45 minutes later, he wants to be in the alliance still. So whatever.
I just don't. That's why it makes it even more confusing because they showed how much Deshaun was terribly pissed off, and then he doesn't flip his vote here at this tribal to take out Liana, Shan's #1 ally, and he would have had Danny on his side here too, except he just didn't want to go for it. I'm very, very confused as to why we got that.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like okay, so after this we go to the challenge, right?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we go to the challenge after this. Yeah.
Well, first so we get we get Shan and Deshaun making up here. So
making up quotation marks.
I gotta say this seemed like very forced. Like they were almost trying to make them like make up like that. And by they I mean the editors. I feel like they did not make up here. I think Shan may think that they made up here, but Shan's apologies. Listen, I am not one for apologies. I think they're kind of stupid. But Shan's
apology, bro. YouTube apology.
But Shan's apologies are absolutely like they're almost like annoying. I'm
Travis
sorry
Scott
that
apology, bro. My God, I
I'm
swear.
I'm 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 sorry that you felt that way and that you felt that I didn't do. It's like just say sorry.
Yeah,
Like, oh my God, like just say the
bro.
word sorry, and
I
that's
know,
more
right? I'm sorry
sincere
you
than
felt
whatever you
that
said.
way. It's like it's not that hard to say. I'm sorry, bro. Travis Scott level
Just say
apology. I
it.
swear. Oh God.
Yeah. So, basically, I think Shan is at this point, especially because okay. When did we get the Ricard in Shan little tiff? Because I gotta say that's where I think it like really clicked for me. Like they are giving Shan a downfall edit here. There's
Mhm.
no way that they show Shan saying, "Oh, I forget." It was like her like saying like, oh no, or like to Ricard, the Ricard asked for the, or yeah, so Ricard asked for the extra vote, and
Mhm.
she's like, I'll play it, and don't worry. And Ricard's like, but are you gonna play it for like my plan? She's like, I'll play it. Like she got so
Yeah,
mad, and
she got so mad.
that's when I realized that there's no way that they're
But that's like
having
way
her.
later in the episode.
Exactly, but I'm just kind of skipping ahead here because just like I feel like this episode was a lot, but it was also like very. I think a lot of it was pointless. Like all the Heather being set up to be like a sacrificial lamb, obviously like not happening, and then all of the Liana blindside setup just didn't happen, and so I think they made a really entertaining episode again out of very cool boots, but not really like that cool. Like the Eevee boot, not
Yeah,
that great.
on surface level, like Evie was on the bottom. She got voted
Yeah,
out. I think there's more to it than that, but
yeah.
like Xander, you couldn't play your idol. Get Leon out. I
I
swear.
think okay. So can we agree that the Nasir tribal council was much more entertaining
Yeah, I
than
was like, why didn't they put that
the
tribal council first? But I guess they had to like put
exactly
it. But I mean, I guess they kind of had to because that was the first vote out. It's
the
not like they
order?
can.
Yeah, the order. Yep.
It's not like they can make Evie the 10th person vote. I mean, the 9th person voted out. It's like I get it, but I just wish the other tribal happened first.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. I agree. I feel like production also kind of fumbled the bag on this one because I feel like honestly, if production had just like, I think production should have done this last episode. I
The
don't.
merge
I
episode.
think. Yeah. No. Like
Oh, not the merge episode. The
a
yeah.
split.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like for this episode, we had already had a big storyline set up in the Shan versus Deshaun breakup, and so to have
Breakup.
it pushed back to have it pushed back a whole another episode, and also have a number that could have been used by both them now voted out in Evie. It seems like it's just kind of delaying it, and it's almost. I mean, again, you could say that it's like it's only making it better, and it's only like making us wait even longer. But eventually, it's like the storyline gets old. You know what I mean? Like I feel like
Yeah.
if they need to get this story like on the road per se, because if they don't, then it's going to become like a. Oh, okay, yeah, we know that Deshaun and Shan are at odds. Whatever, who cares? Like,
Mm-hmm.
because at this point, like, I wanted to see that storyline come to a head in this episode, and the fact that it didn't was kind of disappointing. I will say that this episode was definitely probably a top. Well, okay, there's been what 9 episodes? I'd say it's in the top 4. I feel like episode 4 definitely beats it. I feel like the merge episode it definitely beats it. It could compete for the episode 3. I think it's this episode and then the episode 5 episode where the idols all get unlocked. I think these two, like those two episodes, kind of compete for that number 3 spot there as far as like best episodes go. But I do think that we overall had a pretty good episode here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean,
From what I'm seeing, the ratings are also doing much
yeah.
better
Views going up.
as
Views
well.
going up as well. Views going up.
Tell me about
Uh,
that.
yeah. I mean, real quick. I mean, this would have been cool, but like, a Ricard and Liana vote off could have happened in this episode. Both
It could
Ricard
have.
and Liana could have like. Oh my. Anyway, so yeah, let me talk about real quick. Views. They're skyrocketing, you guys. Views going up. Obviously, the merge episode, the quote unquote merge episode, is the least viewed episode of the season. It has 5.2. I mean, 5.32 million views, right? But there's been a gain of 200,000 views since that episode. The last episode before this one, it went from 5.32 million views to 5.47
That's
million
pretty good.
views, and then and then the last episode last week, it went from 5.47 million views to 5.56 million views, another gain in 100,000. So we're just gonna have to see how many views this gains to see if this is gonna be like a continual growth, which I hope it is.
I missed this high maintenance alliance quote. Can someone in the comments explain to me what that was and what he said or his quote? Apparently, Ricard had said some sort of like a genius thing about high maintenance. I must have missed
I
it.
think he just said his he had a high maintenance alliance because he has freaking Chantel on and Deshaun on it.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
Two very high maintenance. I think like it just means like a lot of players on his alliance are very like big players and stuff like that, and you have to like control them, whatever. I mean,
yeah,
I've been on Ricard this entire like season basically, and like I don't really think this episode did that much because like while it
yeah.
seemed like Ricard kind of made the Nasir photo happen, it wasn't like portrayed that way. You know what I'm saying?
It was honestly just like I feel like it was less of Ricard doing good stuff. I mean, obviously they had to show that the scene where he does flip it and come up with an idea, but I feel like this was more of just an overall like Nasir just trust like the wrong people in the situation to a small extent,
And if this was his move, it would have been shown more if he really is like again, like I don't really think Ricard has been a contender to win for a long time. Very disappointed in Ricard.
Yeah.
I mean, he winner pick, but you can't win them all. I mean, but yeah, I mean these at least in this year vote out was like kind of interesting. But if you look at it on paper, the Evie vote out was very clear cut. I mean, it was just,
definitely. I think honestly, listen, I'm not gonna lie. I did roll my eyes when they tried to do like the whole sob story with Ricard. Like I'm kind of getting tired of that. It's really cool like the first like 5 times of the season, and then when you get to like the 6th one, it gets like a little old and like you really don't care anymore.
I've seen people say it before.
Not everyone can have like a sob story. I feel like
exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Like
that just takes away from the season in my personal opinion, and I do feel like overall if they make everybody have a sob story, then the actual good sob stories aren't going to feel as important.
Like not everyone has a sob story, or like of course like bad things happen to everyone's life, that's just life is, but like not everyone has a sob story, and like it just felt kind of like out of place because they've been trying to like have Ricard be the villainous character, and this felt like really out of place and unnecessary. Like I would have understood it if it was like in the least like the first 3 episodes, but having it this late in the season, having players like say openings, like this is more like an opener for Ricard, like when they talk about this stuff, having this late in the season just felt like really weird. It's like why, but it's like cool, whatever. But yeah, not every single player needs a sob story, especially like Ricard, who's been portrayed as basically like the villain of the season, as like no one likes him. Obviously, that's why he should be.
By the way, chat. But by the way, chat, just take a quick break. Thank you guys so much for 800. Like that's insane. That's an insane number. 800 today, guys. That's incredible. If you're watching this and you're not subbed down below, and we'll get to 900 pretty quickly. Also, Snuffed might be stopping by in the next 10 or so, maybe 15 minutes. So stay tuned for that. Let's get into this challenge. So I actually like this challenge.
I have a theory, honestly, actually.
Go ahead.
Look, every single challenge, mini challenge so far, has been like your feet have to do something. Okay, first challenge was the whole feet. The entire challenge was feet. Okay, the entire challenge was feet. Okay, it was like stack box. Second challenge, right? Basically the same thing as this one. You have to stand on your tippy toes, whatever, and to make a block not move. Very very feet stuff. All right. This challenge again, feet. You have to make sure your feet can stay on this really small like stand or whatever, right? I don't know, man. The feet. It's this. It's feet. Everything's feet. Okay. I don't know what that means, but just everything's feet. Okay. They want people with small feet to win the challenges. Okay. They're trying to appease the small people with small feet.
Sure, let's go with that.
I know that sounds like a crazy conspiracy, like Alex Jones level of conspiracy, but like it's true. It's true. What can I say?
So guys, Sky is officially gone off his rocker. If we couldn't tell by now, so Sky is going off his rocker. And speaking of people speaking of crazy people who post videos in crazy amounts of times, we have Snuff. What's up, Snuff? How was recording an entire video in 3 seconds? How was that experience?
Yeah, well, no, not too bad. Just finished posting my episode 9 recap for this episode. And what a crazy episode, of course. 2 people going home in this episode with Heather and not Heather, Nasir and Evie. That shows me where my brain is at the moment. Such an epic episode. Loved the challenge. Loved everything about it.
Wait.
I agree. I feel like this episode, it had one very interesting vote off. It was almost too confusing, and then it had one vote off that could have been really good, but was very basic,
Mhm.
and that could have led to a very very not fun viewing experience, because you have one way too complicated situation and one very very simple vote off. I feel like those are not good things to start to use to make an episode off of. But the fact that they were able to build an episode off of this that came from that, I feel like is pretty impressive. That this is a top half episode for sure in the season. And so to see that they made that out of one very confusing boot and one very simple boot was pretty impressive.
Wait, I just got a question. Like, I wasn't looking at the StreamYard when Snuff joined, so did he hear me go off about the stupid feet thing?
Did
No,
did you know?
Oh, okay.
No,
Thank
tell
God.
him,
Thank
tell him,
God.
tell
Okay.
him.
No. Okay. So I was saying think about it. Every single immunity challenge, this individual immunity challenge has been oriented or how did I say that word? Oriented around feet, around feet. First challenge, obviously very oriented around feet. You
Yeah.
got to take the feet, put them on the blocks, but it's a stick in the middle, right? Second challenge, okay. Second challenge was you have to use your tiptoes, your feet, to balance a block on your head. Feet. This challenge, you have to put your feet on this really small, tiny little thing and hold your hands up. They want people with small feet to win the season.
So as you can see, Sky has gone nuts. So that's that. And no, okay. So we get to the challenge, right? The players have no idea that they're going to split up, but I feel like we've gotten to a point now where they're casting so many fans that as soon as Jeff got halfway through the explanation, the entire cast was already ready to draw rocks. I honestly think I mean, I know everybody's no, that big super fans not good. I actually like when the cast hears the first sentence of a twist and knows the back half of it. I feel like that's kind of cool because I kind of see myself in those people, and I'm kind of able to relate to that. So we get a split up. What are the teams exactly with people?
So the first team was Danny, Deshaun, Danny, Deshaun, Liana, and then Xander and Evie, and the other team was Ricard, Shan, Heather, Nasir, and Erica.
Okay, cool. So we get these two groups, and we get. I do think that the way that they did this challenge, I like it. It's two challenges going on at once, but it's the same challenge. It's a very digestible challenge. It's very easy to track. It's not eight. It's not 14 people merged. It's a 10-person challenge, so it's very easy to track. I feel like at 10 it is the best time to do this challenge because you don't want to have 13 people doing it because then it kind of gets crowded. You want 10 so that at the end it's a showdown, which is usually how it is in this challenge most of the time. I will say I love the showdown here between Xander, and I feel like people for example people for an example Liana and Shan who are hating on Xander made it even more enjoyable to watch Xander. Absolutely whoop.
It was so satisfying. I was like, let's go Xan. And I was like the coach of the football team the entire time. I was just cheering on Xander to win, especially after Liana did the whole oh my God, I hate his stupid face. Shut up, you have a nose ring. Okay, shut up. Listen, Xander, it's not your fault. Okay, it's not my it's not his fault that Xander's cute. Okay, shut up. He pulls anyway. Yeah, I got really mad when they did that, and I really just feel the fire that really wanted me for Xander. And he did win. So which was great. Yeah. I love that. The thing is, if Evie did win the challenge, which she never was, Xander plays his idol, and Liana goes home. But whatever. Story.
Snuffed. How do you feel about how they did the split, and then two, the way that they ran this challenge, and just overall this whole idea of the this, for me, this person said in the comments, this is probably the first good production twist that was a big thing, and so how do you feel about how they carried this out from the twist to the challenge to how they did get a tribal everything?
Yeah, I thought it was a great twist. Obviously, it's very contingent every season as to what the split is. I think the most recent time we saw it was Island of the Idols with Aaron and Missy going home. Again, in the past, we had Survivor Fiji when Michelle Yee was screwed. So it is a twist that's come up time and time again. I love the challenge. It's always a classic challenge, uncomfortably numb. And obviously they've changed it a lot since Survivor David versus Goliath when Christian won that in 7 odd hours, beating
one of the best
Alec.
challenges ever, I think. Right?
Absolutely, yeah. Definitely one of the greatest challenges. And if you haven't watched Survivor David vs Goliath, it's on Netflix now alongside Micronesia, so definitely worth a watch. But yeah, a great challenge, great twist. I think it really benefited from having the right, the right people draw rocks. Obviously, Deshaun having that relationship with Evie, it did put into question. Okay, will Xander and Evie manage to bring over Deshaun and potentially flip against Liana, and of course Ricard and Sham being a very tight duo against these three who were really outcasts on the yellow team. It was perfect divisions, great challenge. I really enjoyed it. And of course, we've got a lot of strategy in this episode, especially with Shan and Ricard in regards to that Nasir vote as well. Always thinking 2 steps ahead as to what the right move is and any potential contingencies that might work against them.
I agree. I feel like honestly that this is very dependent on if you get a bad swap. Like, okay, let's like come up with like the worst possible one. So like imagine if it's like Shan, Danny, because they have like no relationship there. So it's like, what if it's like Shan, Danny, and then put like maybe Erica, Heather, and then like throw like
Ricard? No.
Yeah. That would be so weird because then it's a solid 3 voting probably for whoever doesn't want immunity there. And no one has like a real fun relationship there. I feel like that's super duper boring. Whereas the ones we got were pretty good. Maybe not like the best possible ones, but definitely good. And honestly, it probably would have been perfect if Deshaun had ended up flipping, but because he didn't, it's kind of hard to say that the swap ended up working out perfectly here. But it definitely didn't ruin the season. And honestly, nowadays, that's all I'm hoping for every time that there's a production twist, is that it doesn't just absolutely tarnish the season. So that's just how I feel.
I think the tribes. I think I got very lucky that the tribes ended up being pretty while to be fair, it was pretty clear cut on that one tribe. There was still intrigue there with Deshaun being there, and to some extent, Danny is he was at least entertaining. I think the idea at one point, but he obviously didn't do it.
Well, I could tell that Danny wasn't. It was just a shock to me that Deshaun didn't. But
I was
Snuffed,
like, really?
Snuffed. Did you think that Deshaun was going to flip? Did you think that Danny was going to flip? And did you feel like Evie was safe, or what did you think going in? Did you get tricked by the editor or what?
Yeah, well, I was certainly hoping that Sean would flip and vote with and vote with Evie to potentially take out Liana. I don't think it's a bad move on Deshaun's part though, because obviously they're still got a 5-3 advantage at this point. He still has his extra vote as well, which he can use if he wants to flip with Xander, Heather, and Erica. They can then form, a 5 versus 4 majority in that instance with those extra votes. So there is potential for Deshaun to move around and take his game into his own hands. But I don't think it was the right move, especially after seeing Nasir on the jury and realizing that might swing favor over to the other alliance, and that Deshaun's security ultimately wasn't too safe. It's hard for him to flip in that instance. So I think he made a good move. Obviously, I would prefer for Evie to stay in the game because I am a fan of these underdogs, Xander especially. He's probably emerged as my favorite player this season.
Oh yeah.
Now that Sydney's gone, so I'm hopeful that Xander goes far in the game, and hopefully hopefully we see some things being messed up in these next couple episodes. I mean, this is what I said towards the end of my recap. We're at a point now with 8 people left in the game. Obviously, only a final 3 is possible. You got to start thinking, to someone like Deshaun and Danny, do they want to bring a Shan or a Liana to the end, knowing that Shan and Liana are making all these moves at this point in the game? The time is probably right now that you've got Heather and Erica who don't have any power, they don't have anywhere to move. They can be used as numbers for Danny and Deshaun to work against Liana and Shan and potentially cause chaos in the game. So I'm really curious to see how those moves work out. Of course, for Xander, while it's disappointing he didn't play his idol for Evie, it's understandable. Obviously, he was hoping that Sean would flip. It didn't end up happening. But for him, I think it's a better move in his game to be selfish, knowing that he is on the bottom. He doesn't have any numbers at the moment, so it's definitely the right
on the
move for him
bottom.
to keep his idol and save
Yeah.
that for later. Hopefully, he keeps winning challenges. He doesn't have to play it though.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
I actually agree.
He's best physical player ever. I mean, he's gonna win every single challenge.
I
He's on the
actually
bottom,
think
but he
that
has an idol, so he's kind of chilling right now.
I actually I agree. I feel like in this season specifically, because there is a lot of women left in the game, that if you go to the end with a woman, let alone Liana and Shan, who are the most well connected and probably best female players on the entire season, you're asking to lose, especially because the jury is going to be full of people like Tiffany and Heather and Erica, who they're all about there has been a female winner since yeah, sure. But yeah, so for me, it's like I look at that and I if I'm Deshaun, I want to go to the end with like Danny and like somebody else, like maybe like Heather or Erica.
No,
Yeah, exactly. Because then there's no fear of let's give it to a woman, and there's also no fear. I feel like okay, can we all agree that Danny loses to Deshaun in the end? Yeah.
Yes, he loses to Deshaun at the end. Yeah,
it's enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Deshaun definitely has the strategic chops over someone like Danny. I don't think Danny stands a chance at all. And I think people like Erica and Heather don't stand a chance at all. Heather, I could still see win.
I can honestly,
not Heather. Erica rather. I could see win.
Yeah.
Not Heather.
I can honestly see her beat Danny.
Yeah, I think it's hard for Danny.
At this point in the game, like while it seems like everyone likes Danny, it doesn't just he obviously like is not seen as like a strategic player right now. It just seems like everyone just kind of chill with Danny because he's chill with them. It's not like he's like making these big strategic moves. Everyone just thinks they can have him in their alliance really. So yeah, I could honestly see him getting beat by Erica.
I think that with Danny, it's less about like his strategical game, but if he can get to the end with goats, I think he wins. If he gets to the end with good like players who actually like are trade threats, he does not win. He doesn't win against Shan. He probably maybe doesn't win against Liana. Actually, Liana having the Yase 3 against her, plus like probably whoever she blindsides next, I feel like that's probably not the best. But then again, I don't know. Let's just go with that he loses to Liana too. So then I feel like Danny loses to Deshaun, Liana, Shan, Xander. That's
Ricard
right there. No.
You don't think you think he beats Ricard?
No. I think everybody beats Ricard, Heather, and Erica. I think, and wait, did I? Yeah, Ricard, Heather, and Erica. I think honestly, the winner has to come from this little Cookout Alliance, or they come from Xander. From Xander as a person.
Xander, Xander, he's winning 100%. Xander, winner of the game.
I think just based on the edit that Heather can't win. She got nothing pre-merge, and she got no.
She cannot win.
She got no personal content pre-merge. I don't care how much screen time she's getting now. There's no way. And then as far as Erica goes, again, same exact thing. She's gotten like no content except for when she needs to get content, aka at the merge, aka when she's about to get voted out because of a challenge throw. And then as far as Ricard goes, his edit overall is pretty negative. Obviously, he's had flashes of like personal content that you would see from a winner, but because of the fact that he hasn't had enough of that, and he's had such negative content compared to Shan, someone who is very negative right now, it's not a good look. And then I don't think that the jury would respect Ricard's game, and that leaves the other 5 people left in Liana, Danny, Deshaun, Shan, and Xander. I don't see Xander getting to the end. You know what? I think now we're getting to a point now where he's only like 3 or 4 votes away from the final 4 fire making.
Exactly. No, Xander wins.
He's 4 votes away. So I mean that's 1 idle play, and that's 3 challenge wins. I think it's more realistically 1 idle play, 2 challenge wins, and 1 round of just absolute finessing. You know what I mean? But
I mean, he has the finesse ability, as we've seen.
He does. That's one thing that like he specifically is very good at, like squeezing his way like in and out of tough positions and being able to kind of blend in spots where he's kind of like a bull in a china shop. Like I feel like in this episode, even if he had lost immunity here, I don't see him going home here. I feel like they still would have gone after Evie here, and he might have even been able to salvage his idol here. I feel like he's really good at bluffing and just like knowing when to play aggressive and when to just kind of blend in the background. So I'm definitely confident in Xander's ability to get farther. I think if they have any common sense, they're probably going to vote out Xander soon, and so that leaves the Camp Out Alliance. Out of the Camp Out Alliance, I feel like the one that I'm least confident in. Tell me if you agree, Snuffed, is Liana. Do you agree with that? Because she had a terrible merge episode, in my personal opinion. And I think
Danny's the one that I don't see winning out of that 5. Look, I'm with Skylander in this instance. I think Xander 100% is got to be the winner at this point. But yeah, ever since Tiffany went home, I've been thinking, like since last week.
Wait, ever since Tiffany went home? You haven't believed it since the entire season?
No. I was Team Tiffany for most of the way through. But now that Tiffany's gone, I think Xander is the next best option. After that, I see Deshaun as being the next best. Then Shan, I'd probably put Liana at about 4th at this point, ahead of Ricard and Danny. I could see Erica making some big moves over the next couple of weeks, but I still think her edit makes it so unlikely we'll actually see her win. It'd be cool if she did and just get like a flashback sort of edit in the finale. But I don't think that's ever going to happen. So yeah, I'm not too hopeful for Erica. But I'd say the big 3 for me: Xander, Deshaun, and Shan at this point. Although Shan is getting a lot of negative content, so I think her sort of sailed.
Yeah, like I said, Xander, winner of the season. I mean, obviously.
Yeah, I think right now this is between Deshaun and Xander here. I do think that the preview is kind of BS. Like, there's no way that they show such negative content on Deshaun, and then that's the entire episode is just Deshaun being shat on. There's no way. So I feel like I'm still confident on Deshaun. I'm not gonna abandon Deshaun just because he had a bad preview. No, come on now. But I also am more confident right now, probably in Xander to at least get through the next 2 episodes. Which is already getting to the finale. From the finale, I am worried that he may be that 6th or 5th boot, especially at 5 when I believe idols don't exist anymore. I'm guessing. I'm pretty sure, right?
Final 5 is last time you can play them, right? But I think Final 6 is last time that you can the one can get put into the game.
One question: we have not seen a merge idol at all. Do we know if that's something that's a thing, or
think they're doing
no? There's 2 idols left in the game at this point. There's not going to be another one thrown in unless Xander and Shan play the idols at the next.
Yeah, they're finally listening to the fans.
And with 3 extra votes as well. I think they're sort of sitting back, and I don't think we'll see another idol playing in the game.
But Shane used her tonight.
She used her extra vote, not an idol.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm talking about you said there's 3 extra votes in the game. Or
I missed. Yeah, two extra votes with one with Xander, one with Deshaun, 2 idols. Xander and Shan holding
Deshaun
those.
used his at the merge. Remember?
Yeah, Deshaun used his extra vote at the merge.
Between Evie.
1 extra vote left then. 1 extra vote. Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Shows
that
how much
belongs to. Who's the extra vote belong to? Oh, Xander the man. Let's go, Xander.
Yeah. So Xander has an extra vote, and then there's 3 idols in what? There's no,
there's 2 because Nasir got voted out.
Exactly. So there's two idols and 1 extra vote. That's actually not doing that bad on an advantage, actually, which isn't that bad. 3 advantages. We are definitely not getting an advantage get in, which is actually pretty good. That's a good thing. That's a pretty good thing. But then again, you just never know. Who's our MVP for our episode tonight? I think it has to be. So I don't think
Xander, bro.
Dude, let me talk. Hold on, bro. I don't think that it can be anyone from the Camp Out Alliance because, although I feel like Danny didn't have the best episode ever. Deshaun didn't really have the best episode ever, and his preview looks like shit. Liana obviously, and then Shan obviously no. So that leaves Xander. It's obviously not Erica or Heather because it's Erica and Heather.
It's not Nasir because he got voted out,
and it's not anyone who got voted out. It's either Ricard or it's Xander.
It's Xander, like I said. It's Xander the
really?
Mander.
Yeah,
it's Xander the
Mander.
I go Ricard for me.
What?
Definitely the MVP of the episode.
Sorry, cannot agree with that.
His ability to get rid of Nasir in this episode, great move by him, and it'll work well for them going forwards because it really does mitigate that potential of Nasir potentially playing his idol against them.
Mhm.
I give credit to Shan as well for playing that extra vote.
Yeah.
It didn't really need to be played in the end, but it did give them
Yeah.
that safety, knowing that if Nasir, Heather, or Erica voted against Ricard or Shan, they did have that 2 votes on Heather no matter what, where it could be used against them.
Well, you say Ricard's ability to get out, Nasir is great, but his ability to shut the hell up is not, okay? So, I have to – it has to be Xander. I'm sorry. It has to be. He won immunity. What can I say? Who won immunity? Who won immunity? Xander. Okay, who didn't? Ricard. Thank you.
So who's our LVP for this episode?
Probably like
I
Nasir.
think,
oh, no.
Well, it has to be someone who's left in the game, obviously.
Oh, it does?
I would say probably Shan, just because she's like if we picked her last week, we kind of have to continue to pick her because we still haven't really gotten this Deshaun hating her thing resolved, which is like a big deal.
The saga has continued.
Yeah, because Deshaun is the most powerful person in the game right now. So like the idea that we would just kind of skate off the fact that Deshaun is not happy with her right now, I feel like the fact that she didn't get out of this situation in this episode makes her automatically the LVP for this episode, in my opinion. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think I agree. I think I'd probably go Chantel LVP.
I'd go Heather as the least valuable player at the moment. I still think Shan has some upside. She's obviously still in that alliance. I think Liana is probably going to be the one that Deshaun might be a bit more wary of, knowing that, he definitely didn't pay attention to Xander saying that she did throw Deshaun's name out. But I do think Liana is definitely the next to go of that 5 alliance. I think.
I agree.
I think her time is starting to expire in the game. But for me, the least valuable player, Heather. Yes, she was on the right side of the vote, but really, she's not doing anything in the game at this point. She's a non sequitur. So I think she might be the next one to go home. We did get a couple of confessionals from her, which means we might start to be planting those seeds that potentially we're getting to know Heather now, and maybe in the next episode we'll get rid of her. I will say with the confessionals, actually, we got some personal content from Ricard at the start of the episode, and I was starting to think, okay, maybe this is Ricard's unwinding here, and we might be seeing him go.
Which would have been so
or
good.
potentially it is the start of a winner's edit and Ricard emerging away from Shan. Who knows what's going to happen? Because 3 more episodes to go now. Things are really heating up. It's getting exciting.
We have 2 more episodes.
I thought it was 4 more episodes because it ends on the 15th.
We have 2 more episodes, and then we have 1 finale. Is there any other thoughts we should get out before I close this out?
Wait. So you say there's 3 more episodes, right?
There's 2. Okay, so watch. It's a final 8. Next episode will be final 8. 1 after that will be 7, and then they're doing a finale at 6. So
wait, but didn't they say it would air on the 15th? The finale.
December 15th. Yep.
That's 4 episodes away, isn't it?
No, it isn't, because next week's episode will be on like the 20 something or like the 24th. 24th. There you go. Yeah. 24th.
24th, 1st, 8th, 15th.
Yep.
That's 4.
24th.
Yep.
Yep. That's weird.
That's 4 episodes.
Is it?
Yeah. I'm looking at my calendar right now.
That's weird. Whatever. I don't know. So then they must be doing finale
Final 5
finale. 5. Yeah.
They usually do Final 5 finales at on 18 player seasons.
That's true. So okay, let's go through. What is like your favorite part of this episode, and then like your part where you were like, okay, like can we like move on? This is just like stop. My favorite part was definitely I would say probably Deshaun trying to flip, but then like I like the part where he was gonna flip it, and then my least favorite part was probably watching Evie just go home in a very boring vote like that. That was very frustrating, honestly. Just because like you like hype it up so much and you build up all of your episode on it, and it's like it just kind of like flamed out there. But I also understand like they had to make an episode out of this kind of not so satisfying situation, so I understand. Scott?
My favorite part of the episode was seeing Liana's face when Xander won individual immunity. I'm being dead serious when I say this too. This is not a joke, okay? Like, I mean, she was trash on Xander the entire time, and my man Xander once again proved that he's the best player of the game. Won immunity. You can tell how mad Liana was, like, especially after he said, "Look at his stupid face." Again, Like his face is not stupid. His face. I'm sorry. Look, basically, yeah, that's my favorite part, and I'll agree with you on the least favorite part. It was very frustrating to see. Like I said, my name, like Deshaun sold. That's my little quotation mark thing to say. He's sold. You know, he was saying the entire episode. I don't like this line, so whatever. Yeah, there you go. I don't like this line, so whatever. I want to flip on it. There was your chance. You sold. You know, pulled out at the last minute. You know, it's honestly very disappointing. So yeah, I think like seeing Evie's name be the last name. Said just gets rid of that. I've had my problems with Evie. But yeah, it was just kind of frustrating to just see all that come to an end. Kind of my hopes and dreams. But whatever
stuff.
Yeah, my favorite episode, part of the episode, it was a small part, but Liana asking Xander for the idol. It just, I had a good chuckle at that. Obviously, it was never going to happen. Why would Xander trust Liana? But worth a shot. Always worth a shot in the game. And as you guys say, Deshaun not voting for Evie, a little bit frustrating. I do want to see this majority alliance turn on its head at some point in the future. And I do think Deshaun's the man to do it. I don't think it's bad for his game to vote out Evie now, but it certainly lessens the opportunities for him going forward in the game. As we approach the final 8 going forward, where do we go from here? And what room does Deshaun have to move?
Yeah, I can't believe we're saying that already. Final 8 already. Like, wow.
It is crazy, yeah. For me personally, I feel like the biggest threat, despite all of the like this jury probably being very pro, like we need a winner of color or we need a female winner. I feel like in the end, the biggest threat still has to be Xander. There's no way that this jury, there's no way that this jury gets to the end and cannot respect Xander. Literally, like if Xander can get to the end here, that would be so impressive. And it's not like he bombed his way to the end. Like he generally is just like outplaying everybody else getting to the end.
Best player of the game.
I do think that as long as the jury is like not absolutely terribly just like we want a winner that looks like this, I do think that Xander is by far the biggest threat. And so if Xander can even get close to the end there, I think that's super impressive by him. All right, what's going on in this Skylander universe over there in the little universe?
All right, so I've kind of started this new thing. I'm going to stream every single weekend, so there's that. I'm going to try to upload more than one video. Obviously, I got Thanksgiving, break. Shout out to the Pilgrims. Thank you for that. So I'm going to be putting a lot of effort into making videos. I'm going to have a video coming out on Sunday, and I'll be streaming probably on Friday or Saturday. So there's that.
Check that out, guys. What's going on in the Snuff universe? You got to travel over to there to the Snuff universe.
Yeah, in the Snuffed universe. Well, look, Game Within a Game Solution up for this episode as well. Obviously, doing the recaps every week as well. I recently posted a new Curb Your Blindside, Eric Reichenbach, if you haven't checked that one out. Other than that, the Journey to Soul Survivor series will be returning very, very soon. We'll be doing a video every day up until the 24th of December. So we'll have 21 winners to go through from Fabio all the way through to the winner of Survivor 41. Who will that be? We'll have to wait and find out. But plenty to look forward to as we approach the end of 2021. It's getting crazy that Survivor 41 is almost over now. And so is this year. And very quickly, only a couple months away from Survivor 42 as well.
All right.
Can I say
one?
Go.
Okay. I forgot to say this. All right. I also have another channel, guys. Survivant.
Oh yeah.
I'll be uploading that. And also, okay, this is gonna sound really dumb, but people who watch my channel understand. So the LeBron James saga has started on my channel. What that is, you're just gonna have to find out by watching my videos.
Find out.
The LeBron James saga started. It's all about Sprite Cranberry. You're gonna have to see what it is.
Wow, that sounds expressive.
Watch the end of my latest video. You'll understand.
You'll just have to go over there and understand that statement. I can't say I do, but that's okay. All right. Listen, guys, this is 800. That's a crazy number. And I could imagine when I had 400, I thought that was like the craziest number ever. And now being double that, being less than 200 subs away from making very extremely small amounts of money off of this. It's crazy. It's crazy stuff, guys. And none of this would have happened without you guys. Without you guys, I'm just a crazy guy talking into a microphone. look, we gotta look out later this week for Survivor 42 cast assessment, early one. I'm gonna kind of stalk their social medias and kind of just really dig into who these people are. So yeah, maybe it may be a little bit slightly illegal. I will be hacking into all of their Instagram account. No, I'm just kidding. But guys, they continue to support. Thank you so much for it. We should continue daily content. I will say around 42, we may have to go to like 4 videos a week, but for now, daily content does in fact continue. Hit the sub button if you haven't already. I mean, what do you even do? It's free. It's easy. Come on. And that's it. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.